Hi, this is Lisa, and welcome to this week's art therapy and meditation class organized by LEXSA, your student association. Today, I will guide you through a de-stress journaling process, which also contains a small element of art therapy and will take about 40 minutes. And afterwards, you will be guided through a guided visualization to help you to relax even more. And after video 1, you can continue with video 2, in which I will guide you through a series of meditation and relaxation exercises. For our journaling practice in this video, you will need either a journal or some sheets of paper, and of course, a pen of some kind. And if you have any multicolored pens available, that would be really great for our art therapy element, but it is not essential. A simple ballpoint pen or pencil or what other markers or fine liners you have available, will work completely fine. And before we get started with our journaling part, I'm just inviting you to close your eyes for simply a moment and just take a deep breath. Tune in and simply reflect if there was anything today or yesterday or in this past week that made you feel stressed out or made you feel uncomfortable, pressured, or agitated. And just briefly identify and become aware of what it was, where the stress trigger came from. Simply noticing. And just ask yourself, overall, out of 100%, how high is your stress level today? Is it close to 100%, meaning a complete overwhelm, and a state of inner alarm or burnout? Or is it closer to 0% as a state of complete relaxation, inner peace, joy, health, happiness? And just see where your stress level is at the moment. Under 50%, above 50%. Just allowing this rating to be what it is right now, with total honesty and acceptance and without judgment. And now you can come back to the present moment. We will now embark on our journaling process to gain a bit more insight into our stress life and into our relaxation life. So simple, grab your pen and your journal or your papers, sheets of papers that you have available. And for those of you who haven't journaled yet, or who don't write a diary, or don't really do much writing in their free time, journaling is such a great process for self-reflection, for self-expression, and a really great process to help us shift emotions. And I will guide you through 10 different journaling parts, which are followed by a very short drawing exercise each. And for each of these 10 parts, we will journal for about 3 minutes and draw for about 1 minute. And I will give you a starting sentence for your journaling practice every time, which you can then explore through writing. And when we are journaling, we're really inviting a very free flow of information and inspiration to happen. And we're not trying to control what we write about. And we're also not trying to polish our language in a way that it is presentable to other people. In some way, it's really like freestyle writing for your own benefit, for your own inner experience. So, and if you haven't already done so, take your pen And I will give you an opening sentence for our first exercise. And here it is. When I am 100% stressed, and I'm inviting you now to write the sentence down, or the first half of the sentence, and then complete the sentence in whichever way happens naturally for you. So just write about that experience. And I will give you about 3 minutes. And then we continue with our 1-minute art therapy task. Okay, so start writing now. Now come to an end with your writing practice here. And I would like you to draw underneath of what you've just written a symbol or representation of yourself when you are 100% stressed. It can be in form of a monster or a creature or any kind of other symbol really that comes to mind. Or you can simply doodle or just draw any kind of shapes that come to mind. Do that intuitively, and I'll just give you 1 minute to do that. Yeah, just a simple drawing for which you can also use multiple colors. And now we are going to move on to our next journaling part. And the starting sentence for that journaling part is, when I am 75% stressed, So simply explore this for 3 minutes. And now when you're finished with your journaling for this part, I'm inviting you to make another little drawing underneath of who you are when you are 75% stressed. And the drawing can show up in any way or form, just as you wish. And I give you 1 minute for that. And now we are going to move on to our third journaling part, which will start with when I am 50% stressed. I just explore yourself at this 50% stress level. What happens inside, outside, in your interactions? Do that for 3 minutes. And now come to an end of your writing journaling practice for this part. And once again, draw a representation of yourself being 50% stressed underneath in any way or form that it shows up. I give you 1 minute. And now we're going to continue with the next part of our journaling practice, starting with when I am 25% stressed. I just explore this for 3 minutes. And once again, come to an end with your journaling. And for 1 minute, draw a representation of yourself at 25% stressed underneath in any way or form, any shape or form. Now we are continuing with our 5th journaling part, which starts with, when I am completely relaxed, I just explore this for these 3 minutes. And if any of you have trouble imagining such a state from where you presently are, you can change the sentence to, when I will be completely relaxed, I will. Now, for 1 minute, simply drawing a representation of yourself being completely relaxed. Now we continue with part 6 of our journaling practice, which starts with, when I am 25% happy and healthy, I now let's see that you can complete this part of your journaling exercise. And as we have done before, we will draw a representation of yourself at 25% happy and healthy. And now we continue with the next journaling part, which starts with, when I am 50% happy and healthy, I just explore this for the next 3 minutes. When you've come to an end with this journaling part, once again, draw a representation of yourself being 50% happy and healthy, how that would look like, how this shows up for you. Most of all, how does it feel like? And now we continue with our next journaling part, starting with when I am 75% happy and healthy, I exploring the state for about 3 minutes. And once you have come to an end with this part, please continue with drawing yourself, representing yourself at 75% happy and healthy in whichever form that shows up for you. Now we continue with our last two parts of our exercise, starting with journaling part. When I am completely happy and healthy, for about 3 minutes, exploring this scenario. Once you have brought your journaling practice for this part to an end, just continue with representing yourself as completely happy and healthy, representing what being completely happy and healthy looks like. Now we continue with our last part of our de-stress journaling and art therapy process, which will start with, when I can be completely myself, I allow yourself to explore what it means to be you on your terms, the way you feel comfortable. And for our last art therapy part, take 1 minute to represent how being you, being completely, uniquely you, giving yourself full permission to be who you are and not something that you're not, how that looks like. And now, once you have completed this, inviting you to simply close your eyes for a moment, make yourself comfortable in your chair or on your pillow or lying down, whichever is possible right now. And I would like to invite you to simply picture what your future self, the more relaxed version of you, the happier, more joyful, freer version of you would be like. Simply see if you can imagine how this future self of you would feel like. How that future joy would look like. Your future health. Your future well-being. Your future happiness. And just imagine this future self right in front of you. Imagine this version in front of you that has more experience than you have right now, more wisdom, more insight. Imagine that this future self can give you friendly, loving advice. And simply listen to this advice in whichever form you're perceiving it. And now, see this future self step behind you, walk behind you, and feel the energetic presence of that version of yourself that is already so much wiser and so much happier and so much more insightful. See the wisdom behind you. That wisdom that has already figured out what is important and what is not important. What is worth thinking about and what isn't worth thinking about. And give yourself the opportunity to see through your future self's eyes. to hear through your future self's ears, and to inhabit your future self's body. How would you look like as this future self? How would this future self look in the mirror? And allow yourself to truly sense the wisdom and inner knowing of your future self. Knowing what you will know then. And imagine that you, as your future self, are looking back at your old self with kindness and love and respect. Simply seeing your old self, whichever emotional state it is, as you look at it. And see if you find any encouraging words you would like to say to your old self, knowing that things are going to be better in the future, that your level of happiness and well-being will increase in the future. And just allow yourself to give that friendly advice. And for those of you who would like to stay in this state and continue with meditation, you can certainly do so. And for those who would like to continue with video 2, please continue with video 2. And just remember to relax. I will see you next time.